Hey guys, welcome back to Zone Investments. Today's video is just going to be a quick midday recap and a midday stock review on a couple of stocks that are moving intraday and can very well possibly move into next week that you may consider buying and holding over the weekend as swing trades. Even if you decide not to take position in some of these stocks, just adding them to your watch list would be good as well because some of these can yield pretty high returns. But getting right into the video, the first stock I want to go over is actually an ETF that I go over often. I want to go over gold futures and JNUG. In terms of gold futures right now, it's at a pretty low point. As you guys can see, it's here at 1310, hovering around that area at 1313. Its next support is at 1305, which would be the best point of entry. And if it dropped here, I would definitely recommend buying here for the swing. Right now, it's lower for very specific reasons. You can do more research into it, but it's lowered. It got hurt by an increase in treasury yields, rates, and a slightly stronger dollar, I believe. And it's lowering based on a federal meeting next week that will determine the interest rates of the treasury yields, if those are going to increase, and just basic stuff like that. And all that combined is lowering the price of gold because investors believe that gold will be hurt by all of this news and things like that. And of course, that's very possible, which is why this thing can continue to lower to 1305. And if it breaks under 1305, that's a break in pattern, and I would definitely not suggest buying it. But at 1305, I believe it can bounce. Currently, right now, it's bouncing on its own off of this 1310 support, but that's pretty natural. That happens pretty often and was expected. Based on this pattern, it's not guaranteed to continue going up, especially with all the news I just mentioned. And you can, do more research into that or message me if you have any questions. But in terms of JNUG, which tracks the gold futures, it's also at that low point and it's bounced today off that low point for around 2%, which would have been a good trade. But overall, in terms of the swing trade, holding it over the weekend, I'm more so concerned with this price one right here at 1310. If you're interested in buying into JNUG, I would definitely wait for it to break this resistance right here at 1310, and from there swing it for around 5% to 1374, and then maybe take cover your position here or half your position if you wanted to hold to 15. But right now, because gold prices are falling, I wouldn't recommend buying it right here. It's just not worth the risk. It can continue here, but that's only 1.71%, and it has the potential to drop more than 2% on the way down. So if you're interested in JNUG, I'll wait for that bounce of gold futures at around 1305. And if it doesn't reach 1305, I would just wait for the meeting next week to end, and after that, have a new entry based on that. After that meeting, it should have a different price, and you should if before the meeting it hits 1310 and breaks above that, then I would definitely recommend going into it for a day trade or maybe like a 1 to 2 day swing trade. Nothing too long, but if it doesn't break before that meeting, I would definitely just wait till after the meeting so you can have a more realistic price of where it's going based on the news that the meeting is going to cover. And from there, make an educated decision on how to trade it. But that's really it for JNUG and gold futures. Just keep in mind that these two support and resistance lines and trade based on that recommendation. Like I said, I wouldn't trade it right now just because of where it's at. But if it breaks 1310, I would definitely recommend it for a quick day trade or swing trade. The next one I want to go over was XXII. This one is at a pretty low point, and that's the basic reason I'm calling it out. It's said to have some news as of recently and more coming in the future, but all of that isn't guaranteed. I can't know that for sure, but right now, what I do know is that it's at a support at 250. A better price point would be if it breaks all the way down and hits 230, then I would definitely recommend taking position here, and that's how I want to call it out. This is actually one I wouldn't highly recommend holding over in the weekend just because you don't know where it's going. The EMAs are pointing down, so this could continue downtrending. But overall, XXII is at a good price point. So I would say any type of entry between 230 and 260 would be ideal. And then you can probably hold it from, let's say, 260 to around this previous price point for 23% or this resistance line for around 8%. But I would definitely wait until it either breaks below and hits this support, which is very possible, or it breaks above this at 257 and you're buying at 260. But just like JNUG, I wouldn't buy right at this point. So I wouldn't recommend holding this one over the weekend, but this is definitely something you should add to your watch list. The next one I wanted to go over was DVN. This one is trending up currently, and this is a pretty simple pattern. I called this out previously. It's trending up, and I would just wait for a purchase. If it breaks $33, I definitely think this is a buy. It has a lot of room to grow. It's a reputable company, so I don't think this would be a bad stock to own. And as you guys can see, it's trending up right here, and it's going to hit that resistance pretty soon. So I would definitely, once it breaks above that, I would definitely say a position here wouldn't be bad. But I would just wait before it breaks that 33.10 mark, so you can have a more solid trade and then have a stop loss under 33.10, just to mitigate any type of risk you're taking. The next stock I want to go over was MMM. This is a reputable company as well. It went down, when the stock market was going through its turmoil. But as you guys can see here, it's forming that ascending triangle pattern, and it's been following it for some time, trending up, making higher lows, which is why I definitely think this is a good stock to trade. It has a strong resistance at here at 244, as you guys can see, and it goes up, it comes back down, and it can't seem to break it. But right now it's trending up. Intraday, it's also is continuing that pattern, trending up, making a slow trend. So for a swing trade, I would definitely recommend this. Even a long-term investment, I would recommend this stock. Once it breaks above this, it has unlimited room to grow. I won't say unlimited, but it has significant room to grow. Around 5% to its previous price point, though. But this is definitely something I would say that is a good and safe trade over the weekend, just because of the way it's been moving recently. So definitely keep an eye out for Triple M. Next stock I wanted to go over was WTW. It's another one I called out in the past. It's been trending up today for some time. As you guys can see, it's moved up around 5% today. So for a day trade, I wouldn't really recommend this anymore. But for a swing trade, it has a lot of room to grow. It broke this resistance mark that I called out in a previous video. This resistance point was pretty significant for this stock, and it's now trending up. So this is a point in which I would say the stock is showing definite signs of an uptrend and can run to its previous price point or higher at around 77. But of course, with everything, set a stop loss and a reasonable stop loss, and make sure that you are trading and keeping up with its PR and other things like that. But right now, based from a technical standpoint, this is a pretty good stock to trade, and it's trending up. So if you trade this, you're not taking on as much risk as you would be with a lot of other stocks. The next one I want to go over is in a similar case. CPG is just also trending up. As you guys can see on the 4-hour chart, it has a pretty solid horizontal pattern, up, down kind of thing. Right now it's at its down. So naturally, trading this would yield significant profit. It's trending up, but right now I have an alert set above its EMA and SMA right here at 710, and I will wait for that resistance to break, or especially this one right here at 720. In no rush to trade this. Always try to. It's better to be safe than sorry and be patient in terms of stocks like this, because this uptrend all happened, I believe, today. Yeah, it's all happened today, so it can trend right back down. So I wouldn't just automatically assume this is a buy. So I would wait for it to break this resistance point around 720. I'll send an alert myself. Um, and from there it has, you know, 10% to grow, which is completely fine. And from there, I do believe it can reach that 10% mark. So just wait for that. And from there, I believe you can definitely get some profit from CPG just based on the patterns it's done previously in the past. You can cover here at 783, or maybe cover half and then watch it grow to 920 or even higher for even greater profit return. I would just wait for that pattern to solidify. The last main one I wanted to go over was GUSH, which is another ETF similar to JNUG. This one has another ascending kind of triangle pattern right here. It's been trending up. It goes up, down, hits 24 resistance, comes back down, hits the trend line. 24. It's hit 24 3 times so far in recent weeks, and now it's trending back up towards that 24 mark. So if you're interested in a short swing trade, you can trade this up to 24 because it's more, I won't say guaranteed, but it's very likely of that happening, it hitting either 23, 30 right here, or overall 24 for a pretty safe trade of 5%. But overall, if you're interested in it for the more substantial gains, you can wait till it breaks above 24, maybe at this $25 mark, which would be a definite upward sign. As you guys can see, this resistance right here. And you could trade this for, ranging from 20 to 50%. So if you wait for the break above 24. But like I said, if you're looking just for that quick swing trade, buying right now and holding over the weekend and waiting for it to hit 24 wouldn't be a bad idea. Just make sure you keep up with oil futures and do your due diligence there, because oil futures affects this stock. It's like JNUG, and then gold futures, it has the same type of idea behind it. So if you're looking for a quick swing trade, I wouldn't go against GUSH. It has some room to grow. It's moved up significantly today, around 5%. So for a day trade, again, I wouldn't. It's probably close to done or done for the day. But as a swing trade, it still has a significant amount to grow, around that 5% mark to 24. And maybe you can even hit that 5% today. You never know, but um, just based on regular patterns and regular charting, it's probably done for today for a day trade, but for a swing trade, it will be good. Um, and overall, just for one extra one, just to go over, because I know a lot of people trade you guys in our Discord, just to go over you guys. Now, you guys trended down pretty significantly based on natural gas futures. It hit that resistance here at 278 and is back down to 266, which isn't a bad point to buy it at, but I would honestly wait for it to drop lower, or wait for it to break this resistance here, because first the EMAs are pointing down, which is a bad sign, and also it has, the reason it dropped is because it had smaller than expected inventory drop. It has smaller than expected inventory draws in terms of natural gas, warmer weather, and all things like that. All that compounds, and then it's leading to this downtrend plus this consolidation. All that together isn't honestly, it's not a good sign, and it could continue dropping around to 250, to this previous support at 253. And if it does that, buying here would have hurt pretty bad. So I would definitely wait to see what this does, either if it breaks this support or breaks this resistance. But if you're thinking about getting in you guys over the weekend, in my opinion, and in no way am I an expert, but I would just say wait a little bit. But overall, that's really it for the video. I hope this helps. I hope you can see it before the market ends today. And from there, just good luck trading, and I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.